No, it's not. At least we do have one moment where I felt happiness for the first time
Okay.
in a long time as a Giants fan, and that was when I saw Drew Lock enter the game. At
That's
least I
such a good
felt
point.
like this team might do something to make a change. They might try to turn things around. They might actually look at the problems that plague this team and say, hey, we got to see if we can turn this thing around. I mean, look at the stat line from Daniel Jones: 14 for 21, 99 yards, 4.7 average. And, fans will be like, Jalen Hurts only had 114 yards. Look at the rating difference. Look at the average distance. You're talking 4.7 average versus 8.1 average. You're talking that one touchdown plus another one rushing, another two rushing versus zero touchdowns from Daniel Jones. Oh, he didn't throw an interception. Yeah, well, he might as well have because the ball didn't move regardless. This is my thing with Daniel Jones. Giants fans say, well, at least he doesn't turn the ball over. You can win games. He plays winning football. No, he doesn't. Winning football is throwing interceptions. This is a thing that always pisses me off. And I don't know if it's because I mean, listen, I play in this flag football league every week. And if I don't throw interceptions, my team gets mad at me. They say, fucking rip that ball downfield. Give us a chance. Daniel Jones, I'm sure that Malik Neighbors feels the same way. I would rather Daniel Jones throw 3 interceptions and 3 touchdowns than 0 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. At least when you're throwing those picks, you're trying to make something happen. You're ripping the ball downfield and hoping that it breaks your way. And sometimes it does. We've seen plays where the ball is thrown downfield, gets tipped up, and boom, somehow caught by the receiving team, touchdown. The Giants don't have those plays. They never happen for us because Daniel Jones doesn't take those chances. I mean, hell, I don't even understand how he gets so many excuses for it because I remember the days when Eli Manning was the quarterback. There's this one play that sticks out like a sore thumb versus the Seattle Seahawks, the Legion of Boom. Eli Manning had no business throwing this ball into the coverage that he did. Double coverage with Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman, of all people. Cam Chancellor jumps up. Richard Sherman jumps up, gets his hand on it. Somehow, some way, the ball just floats. Victor Cruz one hand catches it and runs for a 75-yard touchdown. That play isn't even possible with Daniel Jones at quarterback because if he saw double coverage, that ball's never getting thrown in the direction of his best playmaker. Sometimes you just have to say, fuck it, throw it down there, and hope that it goes your way. Daniel Jones doesn't do that. He takes sacks. He holds onto the ball too long. He throws it out of bounds. He only throws it in coverage when it's got zero chance. He's just a bad quarterback. And I'm so sick and tired of pretending like he isn't. Like, I'm tired of sitting here being like, oh, offensive line didn't do him favors, the dropped passes. A lot of these dropped passes the Giants fans complain about, the ball is a tick or two too late. That's why it gets dropped. Or it's outside of the catch radius, and we're talking about a player jumping backwards and breaking their momentum, and it's never in stride. Like, everything that you want to take, all of these little minute details that go into playing quarterback, they're just not there for Daniel Jones. He doesn't make a difference. He does not push the needle. All he does is help this team falter at the end of the day. So I don't know. My bad. I just kind of jumped in and totally went for the throw to Daniel Jones there. Just went on a quick rant and tangent. But listen, it's pent up aggression that I've had for 7 weeks now. And I try and let it out here and there slowly throughout the weeks. But I'm at the point now, he got benched for the fourth quarter. I don't have any reason to hold back anymore. He's a bad quarterback, and I'm sick and tired of pretending that he isn't.
I agree with everything you just laid out there. It's the ultra conservative, hold on to the ball too long, taking the sacks. And I get it. Like, you're without your best offensive lineman by far, and your left tackle, the blindside pass protector. But it that can't be the excuse anymore when you've seen this in every single iteration of the Giants team that put out there over the years. Yes, other things need to be better. But for most of this year, the offensive line has actually been pretty good, and he is still unable to score. The stat you gave us where he doesn't have any home touchdowns in like 2 years is unfathomable. It really is unbelievable that they just cannot find a way into the end zone. And like the stat line is just, it's ugly. You cannot win that way. And I wanted to ask you, like, do you think they ride with Drew Lock this next week here? Like, is that what they're going to do? Or are they going right back to Daniel Jones?
Brian Dable said that Daniel is still the starting quarterback and he's going to continue to start. I don't believe him. I don't think that it's outside of the realm of possibility that he makes a decision midway through the week and changes his mind and Drew Lock is the starter. Because again, like look at the difference in quarterback play around the league. I mean, you just said it right there. You can't use the left tackle being out as an excuse. And I'll give you added fuel to that. Jalen Hurts didn't have his left tackle. His left tackle was out of the lineup due to an injury. And you know what I saw? I saw him stand into the pocket while his blind side collapsed and he got hit making this throw. And it was a 45-yard rope down the left sideline to A.J. Brown for a touchdown. Every single week, quarterbacks are handed adversity. They're handed problems. And what do? Solve those problems. Jalen Hurts, he's not a great player. I don't think. He definitely hasn't been for the majority of the season, but he was handed problems and he freaking solved them. He made plays and he led his team to win. The Giants, on the other hand, one of these players goes out of the lineup. Oh, well, we lost last week. We didn't have Malik Neighbors, and then Andrew Thomas was playing injured. Oh, well, this week we don't have Andrew Thomas. You know that the season's over. I don't care about these excuses anymore. I never have. There's always been excuses. And again, I don't see where it comes from. I don't understand how the bar of the standard for quarterback play has been lowered so much in New York because I remember the 2 decades of Eli Manning and all of the problems that he had when we were talking about how Kevin Gilbride was a terrible offensive coordinator and we needed to change. Ben McAdoo was the worst thing that ever happened to this team, but the Giants still scored points. Daniel Jones has not done those things. Eli Manning was a truly great quarterback, somebody that's worth building around, somebody that you know when there is adversity, when he has lack of protection in front of him, when his playmakers are injured, he's still going to find ways to get your team into the end zone. Daniel Jones doesn't do that, evidenced by his streak of no home touchdowns. I don't understand that statistic because even if you don't try to score touchdowns, you could probably score a touchdown, right? Like it's not that hard to get one ball into the end zone, and Daniel Jones just can't do it. And it doesn't make any sense to me. So find a quarterback who can. There's one on this roster. You know what his name is? It's Tommy DeVito. And again, I'm not going to sit here and realistically be like, oh, Tommy DeVito is the future of this team. He truly is the quarterback one. He's QB1 of Big Apple Blitz. We all know that. But realistically, he is a backup quarterback. But you know what he did last year as a backup quarterback, Matt? He provided a spark. This team had zero going for them. Everything was over. It was dead. Lack of energy all across the board. Tommy DeVito stepped in there, and you know why he found that immediate success? You know why he created that spark? He played like he had nothing to lose. Daniel Jones, he doesn't have anything to lose either, but he still plays like he has everything to lose because he's got the starting job, he's got this contract, and all this other BS. I guess he has a lot to lose. But you know what? Tommy DeVito was just like, man, I can go out there and I can totally flame out, and then, all right, my career is over, and I didn't really have one anyway. But if I go out there and I rip a few deep passes and win a game or two, I might have a long-term career in the NFL. He went out there, he did that, and now he's going to be a backup for a long time. So I just need a quarterback who's not afraid to be in this lineup and see if it makes a difference. Because right now, it's exactly what Mike Tomlin did. He had a winning quarterback back there with Justin Fields, 10 touchdowns to 1 interception. Still made the change because he wanted to see if it would spark something. He wanted to know what he had on his roster. Do I have something that will yield more wins for me throughout the rest of the year? The Giants need to do the exact same thing. Maybe you believe that Daniel Jones is the best quarterback on your roster. Maybe Tomlin believed at the time that Justin Fields is the best quarterback on the roster. But find out if there's somebody better because you don't have anything to lose. Just give it a try. See if a spark can be provided.